Hello, this is Hayden with H&K Fabrication. We've been working on some welding and fabrication tools and we're finally ready to release them. Here's our basic DIY kit. This will only be sold in a DIY kit. Compared to our last version, we upgraded the wheel from a 12-inch to a 14-inch, mainly to accommodate it having a bolt pattern for an 8 and a 10-inch chuck. With this DIY kit, we are now offering our Pro rollout wheel. This will be offered as a DIY kit as well as a ready-to-work rollout wheel. A couple differences in the two. This has got a 2-to-1 brake ratio, whereas our basic kit has a 1-to-1. Our leveler and our brake on our Pro model, fine thread, gives you a lot better accuracy with adjusting both of them. Whereas our basic kit uses a standard coarse thread. We use a API ring on our Pro kit. It's a lot nicer, smoother, just all around better feel in your hand, whereas our basic offers just a flat laser cut wheel. Both rollout wheels have 8-inch and 10-inch bolt patterns, so you can use whichever size chuck you'd like. Our Pro rollout wheel will come zinc plated. This stuff is great compared to powder coat. It doesn't flake off, it doesn't rust, it holds up very well to anything you put it through. A few of our other products, we've got our mini chuck adapter. A lot of guys work with 2-inch, smaller pipe. This is perfect. 8-inch and 10-inch chucks, you can't grab the inside of 2-inch pipe and under. A lot of contractors want you to grab the inside of it. Well, that's where this bad boy comes in handy. Just simply goes inside of whatever rollout wheel you're working with, clamp it down, and you can work with the pipe any size. Over to our roller heads and transfer balls, we have our small roller head, large roller head. Our small works from 1 to 14-inch pipe, whereas our large works from 1 to 24-inch pipe. These work with a self-leveling, no rocking design. They'll rock on the V-head instead of, like most roller heads, they'll just allow the pipe to walk right off of it. This pipe is at an 8-degree angle and rolls great, no walking. I don't recommend to work on something this out of level, but you never know what type of job site you're going to be on. And here we have our transfer balls. These work great for if you're making a next fit up in another jointed pipe, up to your rollout wheel, fitting, whatever. Slide the pipe back and forth as well as rolling it. These don't work the same as our roller heads. You don't want the pipe to be out of level. So you kind of got to pick your application there. These are some of our products we're just now releasing. We've had our small roller heads. Transfer balls are new, in stock, ready to ship. Same way with our large roller heads. Rollout wheels, we got plenty of DIY kits ready to go. And let's put some together. Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to put together our Pro rollout wheel kit. This is how it's going to show up if you get the bundle. Third package will be an 8-inch or a 10-inch chuck. All three will ship separately. This will be your hub and spindle and your kit. In here we got our hardware kit, our hub, and our spindle. Let's get all these pieces laid out so we know what we're working with. Hardware kit. Unlike our basic kit, our Pro kit will come standard with an API ring. These are a really nice addition. A lot smoother finish when you're rolling out pipe. All right, first up, we're going to start with our receiver. I recommend to have some type of clamp. Makes things a little bit easier when you're tacking it up. You're going to take these two smaller pieces. They're offset to where you can get a weld down in that slot. Let's go ahead and put it together. We'll use 2 clamps on this one just to make it a little bit easier. Next, we're going to take this piece, curved on both ends. It's going to go in here. See if we can prop that up somehow. From there, we're going to get tacks in each one of these all the way around it. This completes our receiver. We're going to move on to the main body now. I'm going to start out with this piece and open up our hardware bag. We're going to take the nut off of our leveler. The nut off the leveler and the brake are the same, so it doesn't really matter which one. You're going to want to take it and make sure and center it up in the hole real good. If not, your bolt will contact the plate. You don't want that. It'll make it hard to twist it in and out. Now that you got that tacked up, we're going to take our side plates. Put your nut at the bottom, your rounded piece towards your nut, and then your smaller piece here will go up at the top. And then get a clamp on it. You may need a clamp for up here at the top if it separates whenever you clamp the bottom. Luckily ours didn't. welding your main body, you can weld the nut before or after you tack this up. Good weld here on the back side. Your down slopes here. You don't want to put it on this side. May interfere with your pin there. And then a good 2 inches here on each side. And then that'll finish out your main body. Next up, we got our leveler. We'll take our spindle plate and our plate with the HK on it. Make sure you have this oriented correctly. You don't want the logo to be upside down. Also, this plate here, it's the one with the shorter tabs on the ends. This will go in the center on your bottom slot. Make sure everything fits up real good. Go ahead and get some tacks on it. Welding this out, do a down pass here, down pass here. And normally we'll go from the top of this slot, weld this out about an inch, inch and a half weld. Weld your down pass here, and come a little ways down, maybe an inch or so. That'll finish out that body. Then we'll take our spindle. It's a real nice snug fit hole. It shouldn't be able to draw too much. Definitely want to tack it quick. You want to make sure you get a good weld around the back side here as well as all the way around the front. That'll finish out your body. So now that you got all that tacked up, we're going to put our brake on. You're going to take this little square here, and it's going to go in these two side slots. You want to make sure you got it good and flush, otherwise your brake could not work properly. Welding out your brake, you're going to want to get a good weld on all four sides here, as well as this bottom plate here. All your force is going to be pulling up on this, so you want to make sure you get some good welds there. That's going to finish out your main body. Now let's get the brake done. Same thing as we did last time on your leveler. You're going to take your nut, center it over the hole, for the brake. You want to make sure that you don't tack on the sides. If you're trying to square your nut up, that way whenever you put these sides on here, your tack doesn't interfere with the plates. Now simply slip your side pieces on. And your front plate. We'll go ahead and clamp it. Welding out your brake, get a good weld here and here. Normally, just 2.5 inches on each side there. Weld around your nut. That'll finish that out. From there, make sure you have a good flat surface to work off of. We're going to set down our ring. Take your spacers. Put in 3 corners. Set your centerpiece on. Make sure everything's good and flat, doesn't rock. This is a really important step. If one side is off, your wheel will wobble as you rotate it. Now that that's finished up, good weld on all 3 points. We're going to take our handles, get our bolts tacked up to it. Your 2-inch will be for your brake, your 6-inch for your leveler. Pretty simple, just stick the head through there. You want to be careful not to tack onto the table with your threads. You don't want to mess those up. Alright, once you got that welded out, you can go ahead and assemble your jam nuts. You'll get 2 on each side, along with a washer on each side. Now that you got your nuts threaded on all the way, you're going to slip it through your leveler body. Make sure you got a washer on each side, and then 2 more jam nuts. Now that you've got your other 2 threaded on there, you want to leave a little bit of space to let your bolt pivot back and forth. From here, get everything welded out, sanded, make it how you want it, and then let's get it assembled. We're going to put our receiver into our vise. Take our main body. Got 3 different size clevis pins here. We've got a short one, which will go to our brake. We've got a longer one that will go for our leveler body. And then 2 medium sized ones. This will work for our receiver and our main body. Put this on here. This front pin, this is where everything will pivot off of. Your back pin will be your adjustment. From there, we're going to take our longer pin, and at the same time, thread your leveler bolt into the nut. Next up, we're going to put our hub on. Take your first bearing, make sure your taper end is facing towards you. Maybe a snug fit, you may have to tap it on with your hub. Shouldn't take much. You can put the seal on if you want to. If not, it's not really going to affect you at all. Just tap it in. Slip your hub over it. Tapered in away from you on this bearing. And take your flat washer and then your castle nut. You don't want to tighten this castle nut too much. It'll make it to where your hub's really hard to spin. Just kind of snug it up to where you can get your cotter pin in. You get your cotter pin in there, and you'll have to tap it in. I'm not going to do it on this one because it'll ruin it. Tap it in, bend each side all the way around the nut. Once you get that on, tap on your dust cap. This has a removable gasket. That way you can grease your spindle. Once you got all that on, you're going to take a sledgehammer and pound out all 4 studs on your hub. Now that you've got your studs pounded out, you're going to take the 4 bolts provided, your wheel, and your spacers. Slip your bolts through. Flip it over. Add your spacers. I like to alternate them, mainly just for looks. You can stack 3 on one side, 3 on the other side. Doesn't really matter. And then add it to your hub. Now we can go ahead and assemble our brake. This is going to take the shorter pin. And your handle. Now we're going to take our shaft collars and put these on the ones that you won't be removing. The only one you will need to remove is your back pin here, just for rotating to a 45 or a horizontal. We'll put a clevis pin on this back pin. Another shaft collar. Get these tightened down. This is a 1/8 inch Allen wrench. Your third shaft collar will go to the bottom of your brake. So now once you've got your shaft collars on, your cotter pin, tighten down your wheel here, you're ready to install your chuck. Then from there, make sure everything's the way you want it and put it to work.